Hello, I'm Gunner James, and am making a video for the first time. I am starting a new channel. The YouTube videos I've watched through the years have been very informative and entertaining, and all information was very valuable to me. And so I thought that I would make some of my own to be able to share my collection. I have been collecting for a lot of years, a lot of military and other things. I do have a 50s, 60s James Bond, Man from Uncle type theme. There was the Johnny West and G.I. Joe, and a lot of other miscellaneous things. But today I want to talk to you guys about the rifle I'm holding. For my initial startup, I was trying to figure this system out, and had uploaded about a minute and 51-second video of me at the range last summer, and I had in this video quite simply me firing about 5 rounds from this thing, and tried it out. It worked, so I'm back, and I had made a note on the posting there that I would give some close-ups and a little more detail, talk about this rifle. I bought it last year, and it didn't look anything like this when I got it. Made a lot of changes, as in took a sporterized rifle and wanted to try and get it as close to original as I could. There are things that to the expert would say, well, this isn't quite correct and that's not, and it's good enough for me. It was something that was affordable. Biggest thing for me is a budget that I'm able to live with. So anyways, this year I've got quite a bit of information on it, and I want to be able to lay it out on a table here and give you some close-ups and kind of go through some of the changes that were made and some of the things that are what I found quite impressive about this rifle. So be right with you. Okay, so the close-up, as promised. I've just laid out a few related items that part of the collection. Of course, the helmet, the stripper clips with this is hunting ammo I have in there right now, which is usually what I end up shooting at the range. And I've got an extra magazine there, and the ammunition pouch, the bandolier, which has a date on it, 21st day, 8th month, 1945, 303 Mark 7, and so it'd be fairly correct for the time period. Yet I look down over here, and I'm seeing 50, and that's how many this will hold. Ball 303 Mark 7 with a different date, 9/12/55. So not sure what's going on there. And I was going to mention the big role of the cleaning cloth, which I think after, during, and after, etc., the NATO used the same stuff. It looks identical to the 303 that I've seen. That giant roll was $20, not bad. This here gauze was, I got a few of those just the other day. You'd wrap that in a type of an S in your pull-through. There's a loop in the pull-through for that gauze, And from what I understand, it was only under an officer's order that you would do that. If your rifle was really rusted, you need that little extra cleaning power. And so there's the pull through. And I have this little oiler here. Now that's a long branch oiler. And that one I ordered on through eBay. It came from Holland and got held up at customs. And they wanted to know what it was. For some reason, under a certain value, they couldn't open it. But I believe these are the correct markings for long branch. I mean, it's hard to focus on that. But yeah, so they held that up at customs. And so I got this letter. I had to give them a call and explain what it was. And then they let it come to me. So anyways, bayonet and scabbard and the very valuable tool. This tool has a screwdriver bit on that end, and here is for removing the firing pin from the bolt. Very necessary if you want to get that deep into cleaning. This here also very valuable. Now that goes down on the end of the rifle here. You've got where you, if you wanted to adjust your sights, you'd loosen this screw off here, and then you could move your sight from side to side. So anyways, a little closer look at the rifle. Now this wood, actually before I get to that, this wood is what it came with. I bought it from bought this rifle from a fella last year, and it was such a good deal that basically the rifle was, he had about 120 rounds of ammunition, so ammunition and rifle worked out to either price of the ammo at normal price and a free rifle, so couldn't go wrong. And it came with this sling, which is the original type sling. This one here I blancoed the pea green, which I think was the correct color for the Canadian military. If I didn't mention, Canada is where I live, and so this rifle is the long branch model, and so being Canadian, this one here is a little extra special. Now I'll just flip it over here because I think I can get in close here and show you the markings. Now that there, yes, so No. 4 Mk.1 star, long branch 1942. This is also a difference between the British made and, as far as I know, the American made Savage is the shape of that for the safety, where they're rounded on the others. So that is something that was unique to the long branch. And the serial number, FTR, Factory Thorough Repair. So this thing here had gone through some fixing, and the other stamping on it that's also part of the export, I believe. Now that's it doesn't quite come out, but it's upside down, but there you go. That's England. So that's the other non-original item. So I ordered this wood from a fella in England through eBay, and I guess what appealed to me is that it was unissued wood. I mean, just looking at it, you can see there isn't a mark or a blemish anywhere on it. No dings, no dents. Which if you had something that was actually war worn or whatever, would also be a prize. But that buttstock plate there, I had also changed. I have another Enfield that was brass, and I think it's more correct for the Canadian to have this. I think it's a zinc alloy. But anyways, getting back to the wood, I did happen to notice that there was a S. Now that's not a Savage S. That's an S as far as I can tell, or from what I've seen in the choices of buttstocks. They had short, normal, and long. So this is a short. Just comparing it to the other rifle I have, it is shorter by a bit. And so when I was looking for the wood, I was also looking for the grooved upper handguard. I don't know, there's something about that added bit of marking to the rifle that I liked. But as you can see, I mean, this thing is really nice wood. Now the wood, the band and swivel with screw, and the front band, swivel and screw, those are milled pieces, as well as this piece here. All came from the same fella. So when I got it, I had to do a lot of sanding and working the wood down in this area to get that to fit. So you can see the type of thing we need to get to fit in there. So I had to kind of carve it down a bit and sand it a bit to get it to fit. And this actually is the band number 2, because I fought and struggled and broke off one of the ears. So I ordered another ear, and with instruction from the fellow that sold it to me, he mentioned that the wood between here had to be sanded down. So got that one on there, and I've had it to the range a few times, and it shoots beautifully. It shoots a little high, so now I'm in search of a different front sight. I had it all figured out there. I either have to go with I think a higher sight, taller sight, and because they did make quite a few different ones, so I'll get that adjusted, and it'll all be fine. So the bolt, of course, on the No.4 Mk.1 Star, the bolt release is a cutout as opposed to the little spring type catch over here. And so that's oh yes, and then the other thing that was not on the rifle when I got it, actually what was on the rifle was this. Now this rifle had holes drilled, and the holes were drilled. You can just barely make out where I made the repair for that hole, and then there was another one right there, and so I worked at that to try to make it as unnoticeable as possible. But I picked up this other sight. These are beautiful sights with the micrometer adjustments on them, but the previous owner of this rifle went and filed down that little nut head, I guess you'd call it. There's some kind of a wire in there to hold things together, and went and cut off the top of the peep sight. So, you know, it would still work using this peep sight here, but for my purposes, had to go. And so the finished product, as you see it, maybe just step back a little. But yeah, this is going to the range hopefully next Sunday again, because it's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.